C.S. Lewis said grief is like having a sort of invisible blanket between the world and me. And he also said that I find it difficult being alone. I just don't like being alone. Well, folks, today for the next 30 minutes, you're not alone. We're here with you to share with you. Welcome to A Grief Observed. My name is Chaplain Kevin. I'm your host today, and I have with me Miss Nancy Berg. Nancy, hi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Good, good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're doing something a little bit different today because when we talk about grief and managing grief and getting through the journey, we often like to give you helpful hints on what you can do to help you along the path. And since Virgil died a year ago, right, Nancy?
A year ago, the 21st.
A year ago, the 21st, Nancy has completely immersed herself in her artwork. And this being the month of Valentine's Day, I asked if Nancy would come on and if she would create for me a Valentine's card that I could give to my wife. So it's not that I'm cheap, actually I am, but I was just wanting to find a nice way to show you, those who are watching today, something that maybe you can do and to help you with your journey. So let's take a few minutes, Nancy, and you just keep painting or look up as you will. Before the show is finished, we'll give you the reveal, and also we'll give you information on how you can contact Nancy, because maybe you want to hire her for a personalized card of your own. But anyway, let's talk about Virgil. He died just about a year ago.
Yes.
And Nancy, how did that affect you?
Quite a bit, and as your earlier comment, it is a lonesome life.
It is now.
However, Virgil had, as I say, his other girlfriend. She's 4-footed, and she's an absolute love. And she's a registered service dog, so she's very helpful for me. And she misses him, of course, but she has gradually stopped looking around for him.
So you and Dolly have been grieving together over the last year.
I think so, because I know she was looking for him.
Well, it's interesting because frankly, I didn't really plan on going this direction, but since you brought it up, here we go. In what ways did you maybe notice? Of course, you said Dolly was looking for them, because some people wonder, do I have to pay any attention to my animal? Do animals grieve? Do animals have souls? Do animals go to heaven? And of course, to me, the answer is yes to all of those.
Yes.
So in what ways did you notice Dolly grieving?
Well, she would go over by his chair, and, she was just obviously looking for him.
She knew something was amiss. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had just loved her so much, and he was in the hospital about 5 years ago for serious business, and he never got any better. They couldn't figure out why.
Right.
So finally, at the hospice, I took Dolly down. And do you know, he started immediately to make progress. That's how much he missed her.
He missed his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, Nancy, how did you interact with Dolly? What did you do to comfort her? Because for you, we know what you've done and what you're doing. You've just jumped in with both feet into your craft. But what did you do to help Dolly along the way?
Well, I hadn't up until that time paid enough attention to her, probably.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's what she was looking for, attention, and she just wants to interact, and it made a lot of difference, I think, to her that I was trying to interact with her and play with her a little bit more than, instead of kind of ignoring her.
Right, right.
Which wasn't right, but I admit I was doing that.
Someone said in dealing with situations such as loss of a loved one, that children are often the forgotten grievers, because we kind of, children, they don't always show their emotions, especially young children. They don't really overreact to what's going on because they don't fully comprehend. And I think we could safely say children and animals, it is easy to kind of think that, well, they'll be okay, when in fact they do need the attention that you're talking about giving.
They certainly do. And as far as an animal, my opinion is that Dolly is a 2-year-old, and she will be forever. She's about that age, interesting, helpful, you know. If you lay anything on the floor, she's going to pick it up, even if it's something you're working with. Or if you drop things, she'll bring them to you. She carries in groceries for me, and I just don't know what I'd do without her.
Well,
it would be, for anyone who isn't, doesn't normally have an animal, I can't imagine coming home to an empty house.
Is it safe to say then that your relationship with Dolly has actually grown since Virgil died?
Yes, it would have to, because really, two of us are becoming, instead of 3, we're becoming 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't imagine her not being there. And she just is a welcoming presence when you come home. You don't come home to an empty home. And I think it was important for me. Right after Virgil died, I needed something to do to take my mind off the situation and whatnot. And I created, we didn't have a life celebration until June.
Right.
And that was back in Wisconsin. So I put together boards. I call them boards, but there were pictures, in fact.
Yeah, you have one with you,
yeah.
so maybe you guys could zoom in on that for us.
Yeah, and to me, it helped a whole lot, going through the things of our life through pictures. And I would highly recommend that anyone suffering a loss like that would do something.
Well, and those are simple things to do. Really, anybody can get a hold of a piece of poster board and just organize photos in a meaningful way, or put together a photo album. You don't have to get to the point of creating a Valentine's card. Maybe you feel like you don't have those kinds of talents, but a poster board, as you said, depicting your life together.
And it's really, it takes your mind off the situation, your loss. We were doing this, or we went there, or something on that order. It was something I needed.
Right.
And I took those along with me to Wisconsin to the life celebration.
Right. Well, you're right, Nancy. You bring up a good point. Oftentimes, once the loss has occurred, now all of a sudden we begin to lament over the things that we had planned and that we can't do together.
Yes.
And that's okay to spend a certain amount of time on that, an ample amount of time, but we can get caught up in grieving over what we no longer have, and we forget to spend valuable and crucial time over what we had. And that's why the board is such a great idea. Developing and regaining or renewing an interest in a pet, spending more time with them. I mean, that can become pivotal to really growing from your loss.
Yeah, well, and it puts it in a position too where this is what we did, this is what we planned. Now, with the loss, how does that alter our plans?
Exactly. This is who, what, and where I am now. Where do I go from here? So it's for you, I'm seeing it's not so much how do I get through this difficult situation. There's this acceptance, this realization that chapter has ended. I have this new chapter in front of me. How do I begin? How do I proceed?
That's pretty much it. How do I go from here? And it's something that you can't withdraw from life.
Yeah.
You need to keep going. And I'm blessed with 5 children that have been so very supportive through all this. Virgil's illness and death, and they've really been supporting for me. In fact, 4 of the 5 were here for Christmas.
Yeah.
And so it was like, and they were here 10 days, so it was like being a family again.
Absolutely. Well, a family still.
Yeah.
You know, Nancy, I wanted to deal with the point because you and I, we've talked in the past since Virgil died, and when he died, you brought up a point that maybe you felt like you shouldn't be feeling this way, or you felt uncomfortable with it, because you told me that, you know, Virgil died in a sense, well, not in a sense, but you did, you felt relieved. You found relief in his death.
Yes, because it was, to me, it was a horrible way to die.
Right.
You know, and there's nothing you can do about that but accept it and make the best of the situation. And you keep thinking, this is how he would have expected me to react.
Right, exactly.
Because we were pretty strong individuals, both of us. And so it made sense to just accept and try to grow from what had happened.
Excellent point. You know, and I wanted to bring that up because I do think it's important for people to understand or to, you know, give themselves the relief or the place of not just acceptance but relief, because the whole process of dying can be very burdensome. It can be very difficult. It can be emotionally, physically, spiritually exhausting. And then when the time does come and you sense relief, it doesn't mean that, I mean, it's not a giddy, happy, yay, they're gone. It's more of a sigh that, you know, he's where he needs to be, and now I can continue with my life and my aspiration. It's okay to want to continue.
You need to, because if you withdraw, you're dead and don't know it. You know.
Wow, good point.
And
good point.
People can't withdraw like that because it will pull you deeper in.
Yeah,
You need to be out amongst people and enjoying their company and just enjoying the life you still have.
Excellent point. Excellent point. And so, I mean, you're doing that in many ways. I know you. I've gotten to know you real well now over the last year and more since I met you through working with Virgil. And, you know, you do have quite a talent. And again, that's why we have that here today. And if you hang on in just a few more minutes, we're going to give you the reveal. And so talk to me a little more about your art, about your craft. Encourage others to try something.
Yes. And everybody thinks it's so hard, but it isn't. It's a lot of it is simply practice. And if you enjoy it, it's easy and you lose yourself into it.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'll, for those who don't know, I mean, a little bit of a secret bearing some of my life. I've decided that I want to begin to work in the art of ventriloquism. And so I purchased myself a dummy, and I've been practicing talking without moving my lips. And me, I call him Uncle Nick. He drives around in the car with me, and we talk back and forth. And, you know, I don't know that I'm very good at it right now, but I enjoy the practice and the effort and the journey. And that's what I'm hearing you saying. Lower your expectations. We're not asking, or I don't think you're interested in producing the next Rembrandt. But
No.
you're doing this for your reasons.
Well, and I'm enjoying it.
Exactly.
I do want to suggest that anyone who is interested in art at all is coming to the White Mountain Art Center And every Thursday from 10 till 3, 4, anyone can come.
You can come with no real artistic ability. Am I correct in
Right,
hear-
and
hear
there's
what you're saying?
all sorts. There's jewelry makers, there's oil, acrylic, watercolor, clay, just anything, quilting, quills, pine quills, artwork, and it's just amazing. And you pick up what other people are interested in, and sometimes you can pick up hints about the things that you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, again, the point we're making is that you have to find something. Maybe it's a good time. Well, I shouldn't say it's a good time, but it is a time where you can reinvent yourself. And now this is a talent that you've always pursued, and you do have quite an extensive gallery in your home that has really some amazing paintings in it. But would you say that since Virgil's death, that through your talent, you have been reinventing yourself?
maybe not reinventing, but bringing out what was there.
Okay.
You start a painting or something, you can lose yourself, and all of a sudden, your afternoon is totally gone.
So more is coming out.
Yes.
Because of that. You know, and I think that is crucial to understand, because that's what this is all about. Finding who we are in life, those things that are important to us, that are fun for us, and allowing them to blossom.
Yes.
For lack of a better term. Matter of fact, I think that's the card. Aren't you doing some type of a flower right now? And
Yes.
is
Would you like to
is it
see
ready?
it?
Well, wait a minute. Is it ready?
Yeah. I
Here it
think
is.
so.
We started for nothing, and as we were talking, Nancy made this Valentine's card for me out of watercolors. Absolutely my favorite medium. It just says, "Be mine." And see, what I'll do now is I'll just put a little verse in it to my wife, and she will think that I'm an incredible person. And actually, I'm a little lazy in that respect, but yeah, thank you. I mean, that's just beautiful. And so here you go. What we're getting at is finding ways to reinvent, finding ways to pull the talents, the abilities that are already there, and to bring them to the forefront.
And to enjoy your time.
And to enjoy your time. Yeah.
None of us know how limited it is, and we need to enjoy every minute.
Yeah. You know, Nancy, I mean, your attitude is just amazing. It's very contagious, and you know, truthfully, we have a little bit more time, but we're done for today. I mean, what more can be said? We've given a lot of practical advice. We've shown a person who has a recent loss. A year is not a long time ago, but yet it can be managed, and it can be greeted with a certain kind of joy or finesse, because what we're talking about is life.
Yes, it is here to be enjoyed, and in a way you're honoring your loss by keeping your life going and enjoying it the way they would expect you to, really.
I like that. You're honoring your loss. If you would like to have Nancy or me help you find ways to honor your loss, I think I'm going to coin that. Honor your loss. Then you can call me. My phone number will be up at the end of the show, and it's 928-358-2047. You can contact me by email or get a hold of Nancy. Can we put up an address or some type of contact for you?
Yes, I believe I have one here.
What do you have?
Let's see. It's way over in this corner.
Oh, you got a card. Here's her card. Nancy Berg Artist. Her email is silverlocks2@yahoo.com. ILVERLOKS2, the number 2, at yahoo.com. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next time on A Grief Observed.